Bonjour, future scholars. Imagine swapping your current view for, I don't know, Parisian rooftops, maybe Lyon's amazing food scene, or even Bordeaux's historic charm.
That's the dream, isn't it?
It really is. Today, we're diving into that dream. We're embarking on an academic adventure, and specifically for you, we're doing a deep dive into the ultimate guide for securing that 2025 France student visa.
Yeah, it's super exciting.
Definitely exciting, but let's be honest, the admin side, it can feel a bit like navigating a maze sometimes.
What's fascinating here, though, is that while getting any student visa can seem, well, daunting, the French process is actually quite manageable, once you have the right information, that is.
Okay.
This deep dive is really designed to demystify the whole thing for you. Doesn't matter if you're aiming for undergrad, a master's, maybe even a PhD.
Right.
Our goal is just to break it down. Clear, actionable steps.
Exactly. And that's our mission today, to cut through all the noise. We've looked at comprehensive guides, expert opinions, even real student stories, to pull out the most important bits of knowledge for you. Think of this as your shortcut to being really well informed. We want you to leave this deep dive with a clear plan, feeling confident about your visa journey.
Yeah.
This isn't just some general overview. It's tailored to help you understand exactly what's most important for getting your student visa for France. Understanding the France student visa, your gateway to education. Okay, so let's kick things off right at the beginning. What exactly is a France student visa? Why is it so fundamental?
Well, at its core, it's your official authorization. It's the legal document that lets international students, like you, enroll in a French school. And crucially, live in France while you study.
Okay, makes sense.
Think of it as your official pass into the French academic world. But there's an important nuance depending on how long you plan to study.
A nuance. Okay, so it's not just one size fits all then. What should people know about picking the right one?
Precisely. It's really critical to know that the type of visa depends entirely on your course length. So if you're doing a short language course, say up to 3 months, you need a short stay visa.
Right. Short course, short visa.
Yeah, exactly. Then for something a bit longer, like 3 to 6 months, maybe a semester abroad program, there's the long stay temporary visa.
Okay.
But for most students, the ones doing full degrees, anything over 6 months, the most common one, the really vital one, is the long stay visa. It's called the VLSTS.
VLSTS. Okay, can you break that down? What's that stand for, and why is it the main one for longer programs?
Sure. VLSTS means Visa de Long Séjour Valant Titre de Séjour. Basically, long stay visa serving as a residence permit.
Ah, okay.
And that serving as a residence permit part is key. It means it's not just for entry. It actually acts as your residence permit for your first year.
Oh, that sounds useful.
It
Cool.
simplifies things immensely when you first arrive. You don't need to immediately run off and apply for a separate residence card.
Yeah.
So before you do anything else, you need to figure out which visa matches your plans. Get on the right track from day one.
That VLSTS detail is a great nugget of info. Definitely streamlines things. So knowing the visa type is step one. What about eligibility? What are the absolute must-haves? 2, essential eligibility criteria. Are you ready for France?
Right. These are the foundations, the things you must have sorted. There are 4 main requirements. First, and this is the big one, totally non-negotiable. Acceptance into a recognized French institution.
The admission letter.
Exactly. You need that official letter, usually through clear, consistent bank statements, or maybe a sponsor letter if someone else is funding you. It's not just having the money. The proof has to be really clear and follow their specific requirements. This is often where applications get delayed, if the paperwork isn't perfect.
Right, meticulous financial proof. Got it. What's number 3?
Third is valid health insurance. Mandatory. You need coverage for your stay.
Makes sense.
And finally, you need to show proof of accommodation where you'll be living in France. This isn't something you figure out later. It needs to be part of your visa application.
So you need a place lined up before you even apply for the visa.
Yes, proof of it at least, like a lease agreement or confirmation of university housing or even a letter from a host. So yeah, think of these 4 as your starting checklist. You need these.
Okay, solid groundwork. Acceptance, funds, insurance, accommodation. But knowing the ingredients is one thing. How do you actually follow the recipe? What's the step-by-step process? 3, the step-by-step France student visa process. Your roadmap to success. Right, let's map this out. A guided tour, step-by-step, turning those requirements into an actual visa. So what's the very first action someone takes once they've decided on France and got that acceptance?
Okay, so step one is secure admission. We keep saying it because it's fundamental. That official acceptance letter is your golden key.
Mm.
Without it, like I said, no visa application. It dictates everything else.
Okay, golden key secured. What's the next bureaucratic hurdle?
Then you move to step two. Sign up on Campus France. This isn't just some website. It's the official French government platform to start your whole application process, at least for many nationalities.
Right, Campus France. I've heard of that.
You create an account there, upload your documents, pay their processing fee. And here's a little insight. Think of your Campus France profile as kind of a pre-interview.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Well, the information you provide needs to be coherent. It needs to match what you'll say later in your actual visa interview. They'll cross-reference things. So be consistent.
That's a really important tip. Treat Campus France seriously. Okay, after that profile is set up, what's step 3? Gather required documents. This sounds like where it could get overwhelming.
It can feel like it, yeah. But organization is key. You'll need your passport, obviously valid for your stay. That crucial admission letter, proof of finances, those bank statements we talked about, your accommodation details, health insurance proof, academic transcripts, and maybe language test scores, depending on the program.
Okay.
Common mistake here. Missing pages, expired documents. Every single detail matters. Check expiry dates on everything.
Got it. Be meticulous. Assume nothing. So once you have this perfectly assembled stack of paper, what's step 4? Submit your application.
This is where it gets real. You schedule an appointment, usually at the French consulate, or maybe a VFS Global Center, depending on your country.
VFS, right. They handle visas for lots of countries.
Exactly. At this appointment, you provide your biometrics, fingerprints, photo,
Yeah.
and you hand over all those original documents you gathered. Be prepared. Missing even one document could mean rescheduling, and that means delays.
Definitely want to avoid delays. Okay, submitted. Next is step 5, attend the visa interview. This makes people nervous, doesn't it?
It often does, yeah. But preparation is everything. Be ready to talk clearly about your study plans, your academic goals, why you chose France specifically, what you plan to do after graduation.
So they want to understand your motivations.
Absolutely. They're checking if your reasons are genuine, if your primary purpose is really studying. Practice answering common questions. Confidence and clarity here. They really help your chances.
Good advice. Practice makes perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, after all that, step 6. Track your application. How do you keep tabs on it?
Usually you can track it online through the VFS website or maybe the consulate site using the reference number they give you when you submit. So that's your roadmap. Each step builds on the last. It's critical to get each one right to avoid getting stuck. Think of it like dominoes, you know. One falls, it can mess up the whole line. High V, fees, timing, and beyond. Practical considerations.
Okay, we've walked the path. Now for the practical stuff. Money and time. What are the main fees people need to budget for?
Right, good question. There are generally 2 main fees. First, the Campus France fee, if applicable in your country. That's currently around €99, roughly. It covers their processing.
Okay, €99 for Campus France.
Second, the actual visa application fee. This one varies a bit depending on the visa type and maybe your nationality, but it's usually somewhere between €50 and €99.
Right.
But, and this is really important, always check the official consulate or VFS website for the exact current fees right before you apply. These things can change. Don't rely on old information.
Good point. Always verify the costs. What about the wait, the processing time? How long does it usually take to get the decision?
On average, expect about 3 to 6 weeks. But, this is a huge but, if you're applying during peak season.
Which is usually when? Summer.
Yeah, summer months leading up to the September-October academic start. During that time, you absolutely must plan further ahead. Aim for at least 3 months before you need to leave.
3 months buffer. Wow.
Seriously, we've seen applications take much longer then. You don't want to miss your program start date because you cut it too close. So yeah, these are the practical realities you need to plan your money and your calendar carefully.
That planning ahead sounds absolutely crucial. Okay, what about life beyond the classroom? Can students actually work while they're studying in France?
Yes, absolutely. France is pretty good about this.
Yeah.
You're generally allowed to work part-time. The limit is up to 964 hours per year.
Okay, what does that break down to weekly?
It averages out to about 20 hours a week during term time, and you can often work full-time during official university holidays.
That's helpful for students needing to manage costs.
Definitely. It helps with living expenses, plus you get valuable work experience. And another thing, mandatory internships, the ones required by your program. Those are totally permitted and a great way to get into your field.
Good to know. Now, what happens if your program runs longer than planned, or maybe you want to do another course? Can you extend or renew the visa?
Yes, there's a process for that.
Yeah.
You need to apply for an extension or renewal, but you do it in France at the local prefecture. That's the local administrative office.
Okay, at the prefecture.
The key thing is apply before your current visa expires. Don't wait until the last minute. Processing times at prefectures can vary wildly. Understanding these details helps you plan your whole stay, not just getting there. V. Avoiding pitfalls and maximizing success. Expert insights and student stories.
All right, we've covered the what, why, and how. Now, for the really juicy stuff, learning from common mistakes so you don't repeat them, what are the biggest tripwires? Where do people typically get denied or delayed?
Yeah, this is important because so many issues are actually avoidable,
Hmm?
the most common problems. They often fall into about 6 main areas. First, like we hinted at, incomplete or incorrect documents.
Just missing one thing.
Even one missing page or an incorrect format, yeah, it can stop everything.
Yeah.
Then there's insufficient financial proof. Maybe the statements aren't clear or they don't cover the required period precisely. Also a big one. Last-minute applications. No buffer time at all.
Cutting it too close.
Exactly. Beyond those, we see issues with invalid health insurance, sometimes confusion about the academic acceptance, like applying with a letter from an unrecognized school. Then there's weak interview explanations, where you don't clearly articulate why you want to study this specific course in France. And finally, just simple errors like incorrect or late submission of the whole application package.
Wow, okay. That list highlights how careful you need to be. But on the flip side, there must be expert tips for success, right? How do you boost your chances?
Absolutely. And they directly counter those pitfalls. Number one, say it with me, start early.
Start early.
Yes. At least 3 to 4 months before you plan to leave. Gives you that buffer. Second, prepare thoroughly for the interview. Practice your answers. Think about your goals. Why France? Confidence makes a difference.
Okay.
Third, simple but effective. Keep multiple photocopies of everything. Your passport, your admission letter, all of it, just in case.
Good backup plan.
And finally, maintain financial clarity. Make sure your funds are easy to trace, consistent over time, and clearly available for your whole planned stay.
Okay, start early, prep for the interview, make copies, keep finances clear. It really sounds like meticulous planning is the name of the game.
It really is. You know, education experts often stress this. Hans de Witt said something like, a student visa isn't just a permit. In France, it's the bridge between academic opportunity and career pathways.
Mm-hmm.
And Rajika Bandari highlighted that France attracts talent, but success depends on applicants' precision in document preparation. It underlines both planning and how you present yourself.
Precision, that's the word. Can you maybe share an example? Someone who nailed it.
Sure, let's talk about Ravi. He was an undergrad from Bangalore, got into a data science master's. He applied a full 4 months early, prepped like crazy for his interview, had every single document, perfectly organized bank statements exactly as required, acceptance letter pristine.
And the result?
Got his visa in just 3 weeks. His big advice, start early, stay organized. Simple as that.
That's great. Proactive planning pays off. But what about students who did hit snags? Hearing how they got help can be just as useful, right?
Definitely. Think about Raghav from Mysuru. He wanted to study AI, but just felt totally overwhelmed.
Yeah.
The documents, the money proof, interview anxiety, it was all too much.
I can imagine.
He actually sought out guidance, got help specifically with organizing his paperwork, and even did mock interviews to build his confidence. It helped him feel less alone in it.
Okay, so targeted support for his specific worries.
Exactly. Or take Kavya from Mangaluru, aiming for an MBA. Her struggles were different. Crafting a strong statement of purpose, proving complicated finances, and even finding available visa appointment slots. She got help refining her SOP, making her financial documents crystal clear, and navigating the booking system.
Tailored help again.
Right. And one more, Shashank from Hubley. Passionate about architecture, but kept getting delayed because of missing documents at different stages. He eventually got assistance to meticulously check and complete everything required and prep specifically for that Campus France interview stage, which had tripped him up before.
So these stories show that challenges are normal.
Exactly. They show you aren't alone if you hit a hurdle. But also that structured planning and getting specific help when you need it really is the key to overcoming those challenges.
6. Key statistics. Contacts for your application.
Those personal stories really make it concrete. To give everyone listening a bit more context, let's look at some numbers. What do the statistics tell us about studying in France? Yeah, the numbers give some good perspective. France is a huge draw, currently hosting over 400,000 international students.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is. And India is actually one of the top 5 countries sending students there. So there's a well-trodden path.
Okay, good to know. What about approval rates?
Generally, the approval rate for long-stay student visas is quite high, around 90%, if all the requirements are properly met.
Ah, there's the catch, if requirements are met.
Right. And here's the flip side. In 2024, something like 90,000 foreign students applied. Around 15% were rejected. And the main reason? Incomplete documents.
15%. That really drives home the need for that precision we talked about.
It absolutely does. The biggest groups applying currently are from India, China, and North Africa, showing that global appeal. But what these numbers really tell you is the scale of interest and, yeah, how crucial your own diligence with the paperwork is for success.
We have definitely covered a ton of ground today, from the different visa types, like the VLSTS, to that detailed step-by-step process, the costs, working while studying, and crucially, how to avoid those common pitfalls by learning from experts and other students' experiences.
Yeah, we really hope this deep dive makes it clear that the French student visa process, while yes, it's detailed, it requires precision, it's a well-defined path, and the success rates are high for people who prepare thoroughly.
Mm-hmm.
The journey itself, starting with this visa application, it actually teaches you a lot about project management, about meticulous planning. It's kind of a skill in itself.
That's a great way to look at it.
Think about it. How could applying that same structured, proactive approach help you tackle other big goals in your life, long after you've landed in Paris or Lyon or wherever you're headed?
That is a fantastic thought to leave everyone with. Use this deep dive as your starting point, your guide for this amazing French academic adventure you're planning. Remember, understanding the details, staying organized, planning ahead, those are your keys to success. Good luck, future scholars, and au revoir.